Pocket carry. What's good, what's bad, what's ugly? Well, let's go over a few things as far as my personal preferences, opinions, and experiences with it. Ideally, if you're going to go into any kind of situation where a firearm's going to be necessary, you want to be packing the biggest thing you reasonably can. Obviously, carrying a full-size combat rifle is not practical for most folks, but a handgun, even a full-size one like this here, this is a Sigma, is a service, quote-unquote, service-size pistol. But even this can be considered too big for some people's either comfort or what they wear. It's kind of hard to hide one of these. I mean, I know they make tuckable holsters that'll fit something even this thick, and something that, you know, this weight, which is not bad, but it's 30-something ounces, about 40 fully loaded. You know, some people are not okay with that. Sometimes they need smaller, lighter, thinner, whatever. And sometimes they just don't like carrying things on their waistline. That's just, some people are not comfortable with that. You can always step down to a smaller pistol of a still a potent caliber. This here is 45 ACP. It's a Car CW45, and this, you know, is pretty thin. It's about 1 inch thick. It's a single stack. It only holds 6+1, which isn't bad, but you know, you're giving up at over half of your capacity of the Sigma or any you know, 15 to 17 round pistol, so less capacity. But even this, I mean, again, some people really don't like carrying on their waistline or anywhere, you know, inside or outside the waistband. They want to be able to carry just something they can just drop in their pocket. Well, some people are, you know, this is their solution for that. This is a KelTec PF9, and this is, for me, this is as small as I am willing to go in 9mm. I know they make even smaller ones than this. There's the Diamondback DB9, the Rohrba, how do you pronounce it? Rohrba R9, really small. I mean, the barrel's only about like that long, if that, and you know, it's a real itty bitty little thing. But I can't get my hands on that, and you know, shooting a 9mm, I mean, even this is a handful, and you got, you know, nothing to grab a hold of down here, barely enough to fit here. I mean, it's tough to control it, and you got a lot of muzzle flip, and it beats the crap out of your hand when you're shooting it at the range. I mean, you know, so some people want to go even smaller for those reasons, you know, because they want to be able to get a lot of trigger time in there without tearing up their hand, or like in the case of the KelTec, they really aren't very durable. They're not made to shoot thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds, so they'll go even smaller. Sometimes they will go as small as this. This is a North American Arms 1860 Earl, 22 mag and 22 long rifle. It's got a cylinder that'll drop in there for either caliber here. This is as small as it gets, folks. I mean, they do make a shorter barrel version, obviously. This is the 4-inch model. They make about that long of a barrel, and the grip only about that big. They make them in 22 short, which, I mean, I guess is better than a sharp stick, but you know, you're getting really down to almost not even being a firearm. But you know, this is as small as it gets and still qualifying as a firearm. This, you know, this will work, but you're giving up a lot. I mean, you know, only got 5 rounds, and you got a rinky-dink little 22 cartridge, which, you know, out of this is a Hornady Critical Defense 22 mag. Even this is not likely to get much, if any, expansion, even out of a 4-inch barrel. All you're going to get is penetration, you know. And with this, I mean, it's a 45 grain, and coming out of this, you know, 4-inch barrel, along with the fact that the Critical Defense uses a faster burning powder specifically for pistols as opposed to other ones which are made for rifles and are slower burning, this will deliver the same velocity and get the same penetration, at least, as, say, a Ruger 1022 shooting a 22 long rifle. So the penetration is there, but the expansion, forget it. I mean, you're still, what you see is what you get. This is all that's going to be going in and coming out, maybe. I mean, if it even comes out. You know, that's it. Versus, you know, 45 ACP, which is double the thickness to start with, and then this sucker expands. I mean, this is Winchester SXZs, not the top of the line. It's you know, equivalent to the Winchester Silvertip, which back in its day was the premier defensive round. But this will make a heck of a hole. and it'll go deep. But again, you know, you can't always drop this in your pocket. Some people aren't comfortable carrying it. Sometimes it's just not practical. So, you know, main thing is where you put it. Shot placement's everything, and penetration. You know, even if you get on target, it's got to get to something vital. It has to reach it. Either one of these will do it. But there's this. It's not the caliber. Caliber is not the issue with pocket carry. It's the means of delivery. This versus this. You can't fit this in most pockets. You know, it's just not gonna happen. But not always practical. So, what's the so the negatives? You know, the shootability, obviously, more comfortable and easy to shoot something like this accurately, quickly. You know, it's more. It's not gonna beat your hands up. You can shoot this all day long if you can afford the ammo. But I mean, you can shoot this all day long. You know, no problem. But something like this little guy, not so much. You know, either your hand's going to get beaten up, the gun itself will beat itself apart just because you give up the durability and go into something this small. It's modern materials. I mean, it's not just exclusive to Kel-Tec. You go this small and you're still firing a pretty potent cartridge. You're making some compromises there in terms of durability, because you know, even steel can only take so much. There will be cracks and, you know, slides eventually, or some, you know, springs will fail, a slide stop or something might break. You know, and even if the gun doesn't destroy itself, your hand is going to be feeling it. So I mean, you're giving up shootability. And then caliber, if you know, can't shoot something like that either because you can't take the recoil, you can't control it or whatever. You step down to something like this and 22 mag, yeah, again, it'll penetrate and it'll do the job, but it's a small hole. It's you're giving it that, and you're giving up capacity. That's another thing. 5 shots. That's it. And forget about reloading this. I mean, you know, drop that out. Oh, get another one in there. Oh, wait, try to do this in a hurry. Oh, those guys are shooting at me. Oh no, it's just not gonna happen. Forget it. You know. Heck, even a full-size pistol, some people have trouble reloading that under stress. I mean, your motor skills are crap when you're under stress. So, capacity, giving that up. So that's a factor for some people. I know that, you know, 1 to 2 shots is the average in defensive situations, but you know, again, better to have not need and need not have, to a point. So there's that. I mean, there's, you know, shootability, caliber, capacity, those are negatives. Access is another thing. Accessibility of your firearm is kind of a borderline thing. It's both a, well, not really a negative or positive. It's kind of a moot point, kind of an either way thing. Because holsters on the hip under concealment, depending on what kind of holster you use and what kind of firearm you're drawing, will take you roughly the same amount of time as pulling a firearm from your pocket. I mean, you can keep your hand on your gun. If it's in your pocket like this here, you know, in a Remora holster, a PF9, you can have this in your front pocket and have your hand on your gun in your front pocket and not look suspicious. And if something pops out, you're ready to rock. I mean, it's really swift. But it's not like you're going to be walking around all day with your hand on your gun in your pocket 24/7. So, you know, it's just not going to happen realistically. Then you run into the issue of, okay, jamming your hand in your pocket and getting that out. Well, if you don't already have your hand in there, it can be just as tricky to get it in there, get your hand around it and get it out, as it would be to draw something even like this from inside your waistband. You know, lifting your shirt, drawing this out and getting it on target take you about the same amount of time or less to do this. So it's kind of, it'll go either way. It's kind of a non-benefit or drawback. It's right in the middle. But the pluses I can see of pocket carry, obviously comfort. You know, a lot of people don't like carrying something this big, this heavy on their waistband, or even something, you know, some people just don't like anything in their waistband, even something as small and light as this. They just don't like it. It's a personal preference issue. Convenience, you know, obviously dropping something like this in your pocket, and it just takes 2 seconds. You just put it in a little pocket holster, stick in your pocket and go. There's no fastening of, you know, belt loops or fumbling about at which angle you want it, or, you know, how deep or whatever, depending on what kind of holster you use. There's none of that. You just stick it in your pocket and you just go. You can't get any more convenient than that. And concealability, I mean, you know, a little guy like this, you know, even if you got your shirt tucked in, if you got a pocket deep enough to hold something like this, or even just a small one, I mean, they make the smaller versions, they'll fit in anything. There's just no reason why you can't conceal an itty bitty 22. You can wear anything pretty much as long as you got a pocket, or even if you don't have a pocket. I mean, you can probably stick it in your underwear if you go that far. You know, put it in your bra if you're a woman. Put it in your underwear and your front of your drawers, whatever. I mean, it's that's about as good as it gets in terms of concealability. I mean, other than keystering the thing. And don't laugh. It's been done. People have done it. But really, it's just either way. There's good and bad, and it's equal. So pocket carry, I don't think is a bad thing. Personally, I don't rely on it as a primary means of carry. You know, even though it's convenient and all, it to me is not really because of the drawbacks of the firearm, and not so much the holster or anything. The inherent compromises that you make with a small pistol, regardless of caliber, you're giving up so much just for convenience. It doesn't make sense. And to me, I mean, it's really not that much of a bother to carry, you know, something like this. I mean, I can carry this all day long. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't irritate me. I don't have to wear really huge baggy clothes. I mean, I'll just wear a plain old pair of shorts or jeans and a, you know, an untucked t-shirt, and this will hide all day long. No big deal. Not super heavy. You know, it's not like carrying a full-size 1911 government model and having it hanging on the outside of your hip, and it's not going to pull your pants down or anything like that. So why would I pocket carry? I mean, I don't have to tuck in my shirt all the time. The only time I ever do is if I'm going somewhere like a funeral or, you know, a fancy date or whatever, and that's, you know, for those reasons, that's why I have something that I can stick in my pocket. You know, something like this. You know, if I get out of work, I mean, this guy here comes with me to and from work every day. Stays in my vehicle because of stupid no weapons policy at work. But you know, I get out, put this in my remora, goes between the center console and the front seat. Then if I need to stop at the gas station and go in, you know, I don't even bother untucking my shirt. I just put in the flush fit mag, because I usually carry the one with the pink extension on there. Just put in the flush fit mag, stick it in my front pocket. I'm good to go. I don't have to change outfits. I don't have to go all the way home and then come back. So it's still concealable. It's convenient, and it's still 9mm. So I mean, there's a place for it. It's just not to me, not a primary means of carry. It's just an option. So to each their own. For what it's worth, that's my 2 cents on that. Let me know what you guys think. What your opinions are, either in the replies or in a video response. So anyways, thanks for watching.